Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the SKS Compit Plus smartphone holder with integrated power bank. Not only are smartphones great for making calls and browsing the web, but they can also be an excellent alternative to cycling GPS computers. They have large crisp displays, navigation, and voice commands, which is a great way to navigate to new places in town and monitor your real-time cycling progress. The SKS Compit Plus is a secure way to mount your smartphone to your bike and also has a built-in power bank to ensure you don't run out of battery. You can see the packaging-wise, pretty simple. It's quite large, big cardboard box with the SKS logo and their distinctive orange and gray color scheme. You can see on the side, it shows you all the contents of the box. And then you also have some illustrations on the fact that it is a rotatable design. So you can have it vertically or horizontally depending on what you prefer. We'll go ahead and take it out of the box and go over the specs. The retail price on this is €54.99, and in US that's about $62 currently. It works with their other Compit accessories, so you do need either the cover or the adapter to attach your phone to this. It has a 5,000 milliamp power bank on there with inductive charging. So you can simply place your phone on there and that'll ensure you don't run out of battery. It also has a little optional light attachment, so you can even attach your light to the front, and it uses a dual clamp design to attach to your handlebars. It has a secure quarter turn style mount, so very stiff design that'll prevent the phone from falling out. And again, it does require those optional accessories which are not included, so make sure you do pick up those if you decide to pick up this Compit Plus. In terms of what comes in the box, you can see quite a lot. So we have the actual power bank, and again, inductive charging, so you don't need to plug anything in it, which is really nice. And this actually has that adapter directly built in, so this will attach to the mount, and then you attach your secondary adapter for your phone. It has the dual clamp design, so you can see this goes around your handlebar, and two options with that. So you have the one with the light accessory, so if you want to attach a light in front, you can actually do that with this provided accessory and this little extension, and that uses a Garmin style mount. So you can see, you just put your Garmin or your GoPro style adapter to this and you're ready to ride with an adjustable angle. Otherwise, you can use the standard clamps, and these are all plastic but do feel well built. You have a charging cable, so surprisingly it's a micro USB, not a USB Type-C. And then quite a bit of hardware as well. So you need the Allen wrench for the clamps, little spacers to handle different handlebar diameters, and you can see all the hardware you need, and again, additional spacers if necessary. Now let's take a look at the weight of the Compit Plus setup. There's quite a few parts here, but what you'll definitely need is the top portion. If you want to do the light setup, you'll want the longer hangers with that front extension, that little attachment piece, spacers, so you will need two spacers. So we'll grab two of the matching ones off here. And then a bunch of hardware, so the bolts. So that comes in at 86 grams. And additionally, you have the power bank. You can leave this off as well if you didn't need the charge. So that's 194 grams. Now let's go over the fit and finish of the SKS Compit Plus. It is a pretty complicated setup. As you can see, there's a lot of hardware and different components, and the instruction manual is not that clear, so it may take a little trial and error to get it together. Otherwise, a really nice setup. So it is plastic. You can see plastic construction with the metal bolts, but feels secure. You have a nice wide platform for your phone or the battery pack here. Dual clamp design, so it goes on each side of your stem, so very secure. Really shouldn't go anywhere. When with all the different spacers they provided, you can find the one that works with your handlebar. Looking at the instructions, it seems like you basically have two options here. You can use the standard clamps, so that'll go there, or you can use these extension ones, and that'll actually allow you to mount a light on here. So you can put this in front, place this ahead of it, and if you have a compatible light that works with that little diameter adapter in between here, you can easily mount that on there. So definitely a slick setup. They seem to also indicate that you could move this mount over here, and then that would leave the front stem open. So if you already had a computer, you could move that down here behind you, behind the front stem, and that would accommodate e-bikes as well. Now all the hardware is included, but you do have to kind of figure out where it goes. And as far as the mounting, it's very simple. So you can optionally not use a power pack if you don't need it. But if you do need it, it simply goes onto the adapter. You can see it is a rotational design, so you can put it in either way. You just want to line up the tabs, and then a little turn, locks into place. Very secure, even though this is quite heavy. And it has a secondary feature, safety feature. You can see these little indentations here, the tabs. So it won't come out until you pull up on that and then give it a good rotation. So very secure, and then you simply attach your phone on top of this. So you will need one more accessory. We have the little cover here that has a adhesive on the rear. So you attach this to your phone cover or directly to the phone if you prefer. And then you can put your phone right on here and then easily lock it in place. And with the battery status indicator here, inductive design, very easy to use. You don't need extra cables. The battery pack does have ports coming in and out. So the out port has a USB. And on the in, you have the micro USB to charge this. Now let's go over the installation of the Compit Plus. Now we're going to install the standard version without the light extension, as we don't own the light. So what you basically want to do first is install the little spacers. So these are little rubber pads. I use the smallest one to match my bike, but depending on your handlebar diameter, you may want to use a thicker one. Place them on each side, and they have these nice grooves that hold them in place. And you can see basically you have to take off the bolts and then attach them. So I want to put this forward. So I'm going to place it there. And they have these little alignment pins as well on the actual clamps too. So you can't get it wrong. So you want to align it and then just simply use the provided tool to tighten it down. So here we have it fully tightened down. And you can see I've angled it upward slightly so I can accommodate some different angles. And then you can see this is also tiltable with these little index positions, so you can go all the way forward or back. The forward is so you could potentially mount this backwards if you had the alternate mount. But with this one, it takes up the space right in front of your stem. So if you have an e-bike, this might be an issue. That's why you do need one of the adapters. Otherwise, for a normal bike, this works pretty well. It may block your out front mount though, so you would have to either offset that a little bit or use one that actually mounts to the stem directly. Now you can see with the Compit Plus, we get the battery pack. So that goes on there securely. And again, you can adjust the angle and then remember to pull the tab to take it off. You can rotate it so it's vertical, and you can switch positions depending on what you prefer with your smartphone. Here you can see the Compit Plus on the road. This is mounted on Priority Ace, and we found it to be a really good combination, especially when you're riding around town. It's nice to have the full navigation and touchscreen of your cell phone instead of a cheaper GPS computer, which can be harder to use. With the battery pack of the Compit Plus, you can wirelessly charge your cell phone, which was really useful. So you can actually end your ride with a higher charge on your phone than you started with, which is a really key feature, as using your cell phone on the bike really runs down the battery. Otherwise, the mount is very secure. We didn't have any issues with the phone coming off. And with the rotational mount design, you can easily do it vertically or horizontally, and even take off the power bank and use it off the bike. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Compit Plus. What we like about it is that it offers wireless charging from the power bank, and you can even use the power bank off the bike, so you get a lot of versatility. It also has a secure, quick release rotatable mount, which we found really works well even over rough terrain or big bumps. It also has an adjustable design, which lets you either adjust the angle, change the orientation of the phone, or even flip it forward or backward depending on how you install it. Some of the cons for the mount is the fact that it does block out front mounts because it has that dual clamp design, although you can use some of the SKS adapters to kind of get around that. It also does require proprietary SKS adapters, so you do need to buy from them in order to put lights or action cameras on there. Taking everything into account would give the Compit Plus an 8.9 out of 10. This keeps your phone charged and secure on your bike. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist, reminding you to enjoy the ride.
you.